Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Cup Series Toyota Save Mart 350 from Sonoma. All right, 218.9 miles around the Sonoma road course, 352.285 kilometers. This is race 18 of the 2026 season, including the All-Star race and the Clash. I am 12-7 on the picks. We have 110 laps today, 3 stages, 25, 30, and 55. 5 of the last 6 winners of Sonoma started either 1st or 8th, which is a very unique stat. So only those 2 positions have won 5 of the last 6 at Sonoma. We know Ty Gibbs is on the pole. Starting 8th today will be, let's see here, the Dinger. So if that stat comes through, if we make that instead of 5 to 6, 6 to 7, that means either Ty Gibbs or AJ Allmendinger would have to win. Now, I'm not 100% sold on that one. Both of them are great road racers, don't get me wrong. Both of them have the ability to win here. But there's a couple other guys in the field that don't do too shabby, to be honest with you. All right. On average, the last 4 races at Sonoma, the last caution came out at lap 87. So there's 110 laps. So that means there would be a little run to the end. The last 4 years, each had one more lead change than the year before. So what I mean by that, we went from 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 lead changes over the 4 years with the Gen 7 car, excuse me. Road courses, just like last week's street courses, road courses are going to be a little different. We're going to do some of the same categories, but we just added last week's stats in as well. Now, I do want to, there's been a lot of talk about qualifying order. And we know that Shane Van Gisbergen went out in round 1. He ended up qualifying 6th, but he had that spin during qualifying as well. Now, I want to go look up here, because Bob Pockers puts out every week the qualifying order. I want to see where Ty Gibbs fell in that qualifying order. The point of this, I know people always like the points of things, so the point of this is going to be to see if the metric actually hurts or helps when you win the pole. Because there's been a lot of talk recently of possibility of getting rid of the metric and going back to the random draw like we did back in the day. And well, it worked back in the day, but no, a lot of people in the industry have said, today it seems like the later you qualify in most of these tracks, you have an advantage. So if you run well the week before and you have a good point standing, you get into the second round, the second group of qualifying. If not, you're in the first group. So qualifying here, we pull this up here. So the last couple that went out was Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace. We know Bubba spun in qualifying. Kyle Larson qualified 3rd. Ty Gibbs came from the second group. Carson Hocevar came, let's see, where's Carson? Second group. So Michael McDowell, see, Larson was in the second group. Michael McDowell was in the second group. Chastain, second group. Shane was in the first group. Briscoe and Allmendinger. Allmendinger's second group. Chase Briscoe's second group. Hamlin, Logano, and Reddick. Hamlin, Reddick, and Logano. So of the top 11, 10 of those qualified in the second group of qualifying. So the track changes. We know this. So if you, for instance, Kyle Larson, last one to go out, ended up qualifying 3rd. If he would have got a random draw and went out first, would he have put at the same time? Probably not, because some of the early qualifiers, Shane Van Gisbergen qualified 5th. And he ended up being 6th in qualifying. He's the first one to go out. So the track got faster. And plus that's Shane Van Gisbergen. Come on. Seabell, he qualified 14th and he was the 8th to go out. William Byron qualified 13th and he was the 13th to go out. So yeah, the track got faster throughout qualifying. That's the only point there. So I think the metric works. The problem is you get drivers who have they may qualify mid-pack, they have a problem. Then next week they're qualifying the first group, they have a problem. It's hard to overcome once you get into that hole. Have a great run, you qualify the second group. The groups are cut in half. So anyway, moving on. So 26 races in the Gen 7 car on road courses. Shane Van Gisbergen average finish 8.8, 7 wins. Chris Buescher 9.61 and a win. Tyler Reddick 10.46 and 4 wins. Chase Elliott 10.92 and no wins. Christopher Bell 12.23 and 2 wins. Michael McDowell 12.3 and a win. AJ Allmendinger 13.92 and a win. William Byron 14.84 and 2 wins. And Ty Gibbs 14.91. So Ty running good at the road course isn't shocking. Now, if we take the first couple of years off, the last 14 road course races, Shane Van Gisbergen 9.3 and 6 wins. Tyler Reddick 9.64 and a win. Chris Buescher 10.64 and a win. Remember, Chris Buescher battled SVG at Watkins Glen a couple years ago and got the victory. Michael McDowell 11.42. Seabell 11.71 and a win. Chase Elliott 12.0. AJ Allmendinger 14.28. Ryan Blaney 14.64. Ryan Preece 15.50. The last 9, so this is just last year and this year. Shane Van Gisbergen 5.77 average finish with 6 wins. Tyler Reddick 9.11 and a win. Michael McDowell 10.33. Chris Buescher 11.11. Christopher Bell 11.11 and a win. Chase Elliott 11.44. AJ Allmendinger 12.0. Ty Gibbs 13.44. Chase Briscoe 13.66. Now just on the 2 road courses this year, or 3 road courses, excuse me, so Coda, Watkins Glen, and Coronado. Michael McDowell average finish of 5.33. AJ Allmendinger 7.0. Ty Gibbs 7.33. Ryan Blaney 9.33. Tyler Reddick 10.33 and a win. Kyle Larson 10.67. Shane Van Gisbergen 13.66. Now the finish last week, and then Cody finished like second, I think it was. So the only one was at Watkins Glen. Denny Hamlin 13.66 and Chris Buescher 14.0. Now just the last 4 races at Sonoma. So we've looked at the road course piece. Now we're going to look at just Sonoma. So at just Sonoma, Shane Van Gisbergen won a race. He won it. Michael McDowell 4.0. Chase Elliott 5.0. Chris Buescher 6.25. Ross Chastain 11.5. AJ Allmendinger 12.25. Ryan Preece 12.5. Seabell 12.5. Joe Logano and Brett Keselowski 12.8. Now average running position. Now the finishes can always have an asterisk by them because maybe they ran up front all day and something beyond their control happened and they got eliminated, like car blew up or lost brakes or whatever, So I look at average running position a lot as well. And the average running position for those last 4 races at Sonoma, Shane Van Gisbergen 1.16. He's only 1 race, but still. With short pitting stages and not going for stage points and winning the race, average running position of 1.16. He good. Chris Buescher 7.56, Chase Elliott 8.5, Michael McDowell 9.02, Kyle Larson 11.19, Tyler Reddick 13.93, Ross Chastain 14.20, Christopher Bell 14.39, and AJ Allmendinger 14.55. All right, so we are 17 races down of the 26th race regular season until we get to the chase for the championship. Wow. What a battle we have here. Tyler Reddick, 5 wins. Denny Hamlin, 4 wins. Denny Hamlin, -8. Now, that is a little deceiving. Denny Hamlin has closed the gap from over 120 points behind to just 8 points behind in the last 4 races because Denny had 3 wins and a 14th place finish, and Tyler Reddick finished 6th, 35th, 2nd, and 25th. So yes, Tyler Reddick has had a stretch here where his points lead has evaporated from over 100, almost 2 races. I think 130 was the highest, or 120 something was the highest. Now down to 8. And everyone was like, this is it. We have a battle, blah, blah. Talking about this has been like this all year, and it really hasn't. It's just the last 4 races, which is cool. I'm glad we have it close now. But you got to think, though, 9 races to go in the regular season. Tyler Reddick can easily put this back to a 100-point difference, and then he has trouble, just like Tyler's just had trouble. So, 3rd place right now, Ryan Blaney with a win, minus 133. 4th place, Kyle Larson, no wins. Did you think after 17 races, we could say Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, William Byron would have 0 wins? That after 17 races, Spire Motorsports would have the same number of wins as Hendrick Motorsports? Do you think we could say that? Oh, I know what some people are going to thinking. Oh, because of the lawsuit. Yeah, that's it. Toyota's only winning because of the lawsuit. 2311 only winning because of the lawsuit. I see a lot of this online. I don't know if people truly think this, or if this is what they put online. Mind you of something. A little team called Frontrow Motorsports, they were also half the lawsuit. Bob Jenkins paid half the legal bill. Half. It wasn't all MJ. Bob Jenkins paid half of the legal bill for that trial. He ain't got nothing out of it. You think if it was in the settlement that Toyota gets to win all these races, don't you think Bob Jenkins would be throwing a fit because he paid half the legal bill? Don't you think Bob Jenkins would be out there on social media going, what the hell, what about me, what about me? It's not because of the lawsuit, folks. Denny explained it perfectly. Chevrolet changed their body this year. Ford changed their body last year. Toyota ain't changed shit lately. So Toyota's had this same body and aero and everything for a few years now. The other teams are trying to play catch-up, and Toyota's just status quo. So that's what the difference is. But anyway, Ty Gibbs with a win, 5th place. So right now, to the cut line, Tyler Reddick is plus 354. Denny Hamlin plus 346. Ryan Blaney plus 221. Kyle Larson plus 174. And I love this battle right here. Ty Gibbs plus 173. Chase Elliott with 2 wins, plus 172. I mean, boom, boom, boom. 1 point apiece to those 3. Chris Buescher, plus 138. Daniel Suarez with a win, plus 116. Carson Hocevar with a win, plus 114. The hell of Spire Motorsports sitting there 8th and 9th in points. Both 2 wins. They're 2 points from each other. That's just absolutely amazing for that team. Chase Briscoe, plus 69. Bubba Wallace, plus 67. I know having that 2nd place finish last week at Coronado and that 3rd place at Michigan definitely helped Bubba, but the 3 races prior to that, 29th, 22nd, and 32nd, and 21st at Pocono ain't helping. Obviously, a qualifying crash damaged the car. It looked like they were rebuilding the primary car. I know last week he got down 2 laps because of the tire coming off. And I loved, no, love's the right word. I fucking hate this fan base online when they just criticize and trash and just any negativity they can find about Bubba and post it when it's not necessary. And most of the shit that they're crying about the lies anyway. But it's just like, what the fuck, people? We are in 2026 here. You don't need to be that freaking racist. Well, I guess because you're that sexist toward like Haley Deegan and Nellie Decker and stuff. I guess racism and sexism runs about the same. But it's just, there's a group of people, and it's just really annoying, you know, really just retarded too. But it's like when Bubba wins, it's like, oh, NASCAR give it to him. When he runs well, Toyota's got extra horsepower. It's never because, oh, guess what? He's a talented driver. Guess what? Sponsors want to sponsor his car. Period. That's it. His owners, they highly of him. So where's the problem here, folks? Anyway, Christopher Bell plus 60. William Byron plus 59. Eric Jones plus 10. That's amazing run for Legacy Motor Club. Austin Cindric plus 8. Ryan Preece plus 5. Hopefully that changes soon. Shane Van Gisbergen with the win, minus 5. I know when they got rid of the win in your end, people were happy because of Shane Van Gisbergen, but he's ran well this year. So hopefully over the next 9 races, if he can get a win here at Sonoma, that will help him and he can run well on some of these other tracks and hopefully make the chase this year. Joey Logano minus 10. There's big shocking. Just what the fuck is going on there? Brad Keselowski minus 17. I love how Brad came out and literally went, Roush Fenway is not switching to Dodge. People go, well, he's lying about it. Why would he lie about it? If it was truly something that, okay, Roush Fenway is going to switch to Dodge next year, why would Brad even put anything out there? I know we go back to 2020, Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan, but if you've actually heard both of them speak on this, but both of them, Michael Jordan said this as well. When that rumor first came up that Denny and Michael were teaming up, if you remember correctly, the rumor was Denny and Michael and Bubba are going to team up, buy into Richard Petty Motorsports, and then the rumor became they're going to team up and create their own team. They had never even talked about it doing this when that rumor started. Because the rumor started, neither of them ever said anything about it. That's the thing. Neither of them denied it. Then when the rumor came, they may have, I don't remember now, but they would have denied because they hadn't even talked about it yet. They were literally talking one day and they were talking about the rumor. And Denny said, what about us teaming up? What would that look like? And it came about. It literally came about because of the rumor. Because there was no thought, no planning to that. It was just like, oh, what if we did this? Because Michael Jordan, a lifelong NASCAR fan. So Brad says they're not. If Dodge comes in 2027, which I actually think they will, I think it's going to obviously be Ocolic. They're going to go 1 year under Colic. 2028, they may open it up. They may do a second team next year. I would say it's for more than likely be like a Rick Ware or Hayek or somebody like that. And the Tier 1 team will be Colic Racing, just like when Toyota came in and their Tier 1 team became Joe Gibbs Racing. It's going to be just like that, I think. Anyway, speaking of that, AJ Allmendinger, minus 21, 20th in points. 20th in points, 21 points out of the chase with no sim, no manufacturer support, no alliance. It is literally AJ Allmendinger, Ty Dillon, the crew chiefs, Chris Rice, Matt Colic, obviously the team building the cars. But when it comes to information, it's what's in here. That is all they got. They even got a sim because they're not part of Chevrolet. Yes, they run the Camaro body, but they are not part of Chevrolet. They get zero information from RCR. They get zero information from anybody. Minus 21 points to the chase. Yeah, let's go Dinger. Michael McDowell minus 34. Ross Chastain minus 40. Zane Smith minus 51. Riley Herbst minus 58. Todd Gillen minus 61. Ricky Stenhouse minus 64. And John Hunter minus 69. Those are all the drivers within a race of the chase. Followed by Austin Dillon, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Ty Dillon, Alex Bowman, and then we have Connor Zillage, Cole Custer, and Cody Ware. Now, a lot of people were mixed emotions about Kyle Busch being removed from the points. So right now, if Kyle's name was still in the point standings, he would be 29th in points. He would be shortly being passed by Noah Gragson and Josh Berry. Now, there's been a talk with Corey Heim winning last week. Well, if Corey Heim was full-time and he ran the way he's been running for every race so far, he would be in the chase. Literally, somebody said this online. Like, fuck. So I looked at it. And Corey Heim, he is, the points that he has averaged for the, 6 races that he's been in. If you take his points divided by 6 times 17, it comes out to be 365.5. 365.5 would actually put him right above Shane Van Gisbergen. He'd be in 17 points. He would not be in the chase. Now, if you take the win out from last week and average it out, he would have been, let's see here, 20th in points, 26th, 21st in points. So, yeah, he would not have been in the chase with that win. No winning your end. He's not getting the waiver. He didn't win all the races, so it doesn't matter. Corey Heim winning last week, was that good? Yeah, that was good. Good for 23-11, winning first and second. Good for, cool that a non-charter team won the race. That's happened a few times. But yeah, really cool to see him win. Only winning his 12th start. That was really awesome as well. He's not the next coming of Jesus, by the way. He's not the next coming of Jeff Gordon, by the way. He's not going to get 100 wins in his NASCAR Cup Series career, by the way. But he'll have a good career. The way he races, he may be a Hall of Famer. He may not. We don't know. A lot can happen between now and whenever his story is told. But pump the brakes a little bit, people. Just pump the brakes a little bit. He's not going to win 10 races next year and win championship. No, that's not happening. Anyway, moving on. So far this year, 17 races down, 3 drivers have had 0 DNFs. Denny Hamlin, the road course ace, Carson Hocevar qualified second in both the last week and this week. And then Erik Jones, 0 DNFs so far this year. 2 drivers have finished in the top 10 in both Sonoma races. That would be Michael McDowell and Chase Elliott. So NASCAR Fantasy Live. I have actually used all my Tyler Reddick time this regular season, so I can't use Tyler Reddick. So I'm going to use Shane Van Gisbergen, AJ Allmendinger, literally the same lineup I had last week. Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, and Connor Zilisch. Now, the problem with that is last week when that big crash happened, half of my freaking fantasy lineup was involved. On the head-to-heads, it's Daniel Suarez versus Todd Gilliland. I got Daniel Suarez. This one was tough for me. Then after the qualifying crash, I'm kind of okay with what I did here. Bubba Wallace versus Michael McDowell. Obviously, I'm a Bubba Wallace fan. But I know he's not a road course genius. So I'm picking Michael McDowell there. Chase Briscoe and AJ Allmendinger, of course, I got to go with AJ Allmendinger. And then Carson Hocevar versus Zane Smith, I have to go with Carson Hocevar on that one. I think he's a good road racer. He's learning the craft. Last week was just because of the incident there with Corey Heim, which I have my opinion on that. And then the 4 picks to win the Toyota Mart 350 from Sonoma will be Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Gibbs. Those are the 4 picks. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports content.